and we will begin chapter 43. The sun hangs high in the sky over Immersea, its warmth a welcome respite after your journey across the Wyvern Water. The bustling port town, with its roughly 1,000 buildings and surrounding patchwork of farm fields, stands a testament to the resilience and prosperity of Cormyr. The cobblestone streets and lantern-lit poles create a welcoming atmosphere, while the distant grandeur of Redstone Castle, home to the influential Wyvernspur family, looms on the horizon. You made your way through the heart of the town, the vibrant energy of Immersea enveloping you. The streets are alive with activity as locals and travelers alike go about their business. Merchants hawking wares, their voices rising above the din of the crowd, while children dart between the stalls, echoing with laughter in the air. The scent of fresh-baked bread wafts from nearby market stalls, mingling with the tang of the lake and the ever-present aroma of fish from the docks. Your arrival in Immersea is part of your respite, a time to catch your breath before embarking on your next mission. The Queen's request remains. Arabelle is your destination, yet, even with the weight of those responsibilities, the promise of a warm bed and a hearty meal at the Halaben's Inn is hard to resist. As you settle in at the inn, each of you has found yourself drawn to different pursuits. Fal, in particular, has felt the pull to seek out divinity at a temple dedicated to Selûne. Though he's not yet ventured there, the promise of a spiritual connection and the potential for future revelations hang in the air. But each of you are going about separate pursuits, and the question remains, how will you spend your short time in this thriving port town? Are you going to use it to rest and recuperate, gathering your strength for the challenges that lie ahead? Or are you going to delve into some mischief, seeking to get the most life out of your experience before you must away to Arabelle? Whatever you decide, one thing is certain, your time here is fleeting, and every moment counts. Welcome back to Cormyr, in the year of purple dragons. Who wants to go exploring first? I know a couple of you have given me some things you wanted to do.
Veronica I ended the last session with Veronica already in the market. So,
were you?
On her own.
I know you were heading there. I don't know that we got there yet.
Yeah, we talked about, I mentioned that she was like perusing the clothing shops, but like that was it.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now. Well, we can start with you if you'd like.
Completely up to the party. Maybe we go around and folks say what they want.
I know what most people want at this point, so we just pick a person, and it sounds like it's you. So let's go. Where are you going next?
Oh, okay. So Veronica, while she is kind of perusing the market, kind of getting familiar, she is going to nonchalantly look for I don't know what you would call it. Like, you know the Williams Sonoma? But in...
You want a kitchen store. But yeah. Really, I think what you want is more likely a potter.
Ah, yes, that's what those things are called. Yes, one of those.
Okay. So you explore around the market. There's honestly, it's a fairly large market. But it doesn't take you long to find a place called Claystone Creations, which has a charming display in the front of some handcrafted ceramics, all brightly colored in various glazes. Heading inside, it is full of very expensive-looking glazed pottery.
Veronica will go up to... I'm guessing there's probably a shopkeep or something.
Yeah, there's actually a 12-year-old girl sitting behind the counter.
Veronica will walk up to the young lady and ask her, good morning. Is it morning?
It's afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello. Can I help you?
Yeah. I see you have some fine dishware. Do you happen to have a tea set?
And she just kind of turns around, leans behind her, pulls aside a curtain. Mom! Do we have any tea sets? Front right, dear. Oh, right. This way. And she hops off a stool, makes her way out, towards the front, dragging you to the front right of the store, where you do see there are several tea sets actually on display, all in various colors. You see like a elegant mother of pearl inlaid set with some intricate floral designs. There's a sleek obsidian one with gold filigree, curved lines. Delicate bone china set painted with vibrant little butterflies on it. A rich emerald green set with hand-painted gold leaf accents. And a stunning set in sapphire blue adorned with silver constellations.
Oh, these are beautiful.
My mom does good work.
Yeah, do you ever do any?
Oh, I mean, I'm practicing, but I'm not very good.
Well, is there anything like around here that you've made?
Nope.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Oh, well, I'm sure you will. You will get there one day. Do you have a favorite thing to make?
I mostly just make pots still.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you got to work your way up to the fancier stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me an idea of like? Actually, Veronica would not even ask. I like this green with gold inlay.
With the leaves?
Yes, with the leaves. Would you mind? The Apollo part of me really wants to ask the price, but the Veronica would not even ask. Can you package up the tea set for me as a gift?
Oh, sure, that's no problem. It'll cost a little extra, though.
Okay. Can you actually wrap one teacup separately?
She, gives you a funny look. I guess? Sure.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, then I will take this.
Where should I send it for you, miss? Or do you want to wait?
Can you send it? Can you actually send it to two separate places?
Sure. Why would you want to?
Right.
Never mind.
I know it's very strange, but we're hopping around. So can you send the single teacup to the? I'm gonna get it wrong.
Immer-in.
Immer-in. Why do I want to say Emerson? Immer-in.
Because we're in the Emerson.
Oh, that's what it is. The Immer-in. The single.
Her
teacup.
eyes get wide as the saucers that belong with these cups when you say that. Okay.
Just the teacup.
Okay.
And then the rest of the set, if you could just package that up in a nice gift wrap, and I will actually take it with me.
Okay. Do you want to send a message to the one that's going to the inn?
Sure. Do you happen to have a card or some paper?
She scampers off to the back, grabs a scratch paper, and sets it out on the counter for you. And where should I be sending the bill for this?
I can pay for it.
Okay. That'll be 40 gold pieces, please.
Goodness. I was really scared there. Yeah. 40 gold pieces.
Again, her eyes grow really large, but she doesn't say anything. She just nods.
I should have haggled. What am I doing?
What could a banana cost?
Fleeced by a 12-year-old.
What could a banana cost? Like $10 gold dollars?
At least
$10 gold dollars.
Yep.
And so Veronica will hand over 40 gold, and then she will, because she is so nice, she will hand us another single gold just to the little girl, and say, for your wonderful service, I really appreciate your help picking out this tea set, and
Of course.
And for fleecing the shit out of me.
She takes the gold and all of it disappears under the counter into a box, and then she starts the work of packaging it all up in some nice, basically butcher paper.
Okay. Well, there's a ribbon, at least, right?
Of course there's a ribbon. I just mean that she's making sure it's well protected.
Okay, good. I'm just like, if I'm paying for a gift wrapping, I expect it to be like
Yeah, it's like, okay, so
fancy.
it's butcher paper, and then there's a little bit of leather on the outside, and then a ribbon.
Okay, awesome. Very, very nice. And then on the card, Veronica will write.
Rob already gave you a really good suggestion for this message, by the way. It's in the Discord chat.
Okay.
It is your family motto. You don't have to do that, but it is a pretty good message.
It's good. It's good. Dracohorn always pays their debts.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say that in subtext for Veronica, the poor teacup did not deserve its fate.
Okay. So you write all that out. Little girl gets everything packaged up for you and then slides the larger package to you. So you want this delivered right now?
The larger one?
No, the cup to the Immer Inn.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Veronica will absolutely sign it like Lady Veronica Dracohorn. Just to be clear.
Yeah. She will, again, pull the curtain aside. Mom, I gotta make a delivery. Back in a bit. Okay, dear.
You're gonna go alone?
It's just a few blocks.
Okay. All right. Well, be safe.
Of course.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Get a minus.
She pockets the one extra gold piece you gave her, grabs the tea mug, the wrapped up tea mug, and slips out the door, leaving you in the front with no supervision.
Well, Veronica is not going to do anything unscrupulous. So Veronica will leave with the bigger package, the tea set, and we'll walk back to the inn.
Towards the Haliband's Inn. Yeah, okay, cool. Who wants to go next? We'll deal with what Veronica does with that later.
I'm just playing bodyguard, so I'm easy.
Yeah, we can go shopping, sure.
Okay.
Can I go shopping with you? Because I also would like to go shopping.
Oh,
Sure.
Actually,
Sure.
can I buy some arrows on my way back?
Yeah, that's super easy. You can find easily.
Fairly
There's an archery shop that's got everything you need. Just the gold per 20, as usual.
Gold per 20. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have Corthyndahast and Fig and Kaelen all traveling together. Are you going with them as well, Del? Or are you going separate?
I can't remember.
I'm going by myself.
Okay.
I will ask Del what that herb was that we used to make the special alcoholic healing potion.
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Was I part of that?
Oh no, it was Fal, right? No, it was. I thought it was Del.
I think it was actually Veronica and and Fig that found it.
What did we
Right.
find?
Then I
Everyone
forgot who I
expected
consulted.
both
The
You
of
guys
herb
went
that-
wandering in the swamp.
Oh,
and
well,
found
yeah.
herbs.
Okay, if we don't remember, that's okay, because I will still go to the market and look for any sort of interesting shops with ingredients, alchemical ingredients, or anything like that.
Potion brewer.
I'll get back to you on that.
Whole new meeting.
But so you guys, the trio of you, head into town together. Where do you head? What are you looking for right now?
I'm looking for bookshops or magic shops or both.
I am sticking
Magical
with
bookshop.
Corthyndahast and keeping an eye out for tasty looking street food. You know.
And I'm looking for any ingredients that I can use to make my brews a little bit more interesting.
Okay, so we've got an herbalist shop, we've got a bookstore, and Fig, what did you say?
She's just keeping an eye out to see if there's any like tasty street food or bakeries on the way.
Oh, there's tons and tons. Your nose is overwhelmed with the scent of deliciousness from every direction.
Yeah, so she probably just buys something and eats it while they're shopping.
Okay, go ahead and mark off like a silver.
Cool.
Silver Falcon for that. You find some like really delicious, I don't know, like sausage roll in fresh baked croissant bread or something like that.
Oh man, she'd be all over that.
Yeah.
Fancy pig in a blanket.
LC is now.
Meanwhile, you do, Corthin, you spot a place up ahead called the Nook that does have, its sign has a book and quill. Might be
Cool.
what you're looking for.
Yeah, let's go on in.
Yeah. So you head inside, and the scent of old parchment and leather bindings fills your nostrils. Towering bookshelves line the wall, crammed with countless tomes, scrolls, and other manuscripts. It's dimly lit by flickering lanterns, casting a warm glow on the weathered wooden floor. The proprietor, a kind of middle-aged gentleman, greets you with a nod from behind a cluttered counter as he is currently busy reading a book himself. He doesn't get up to greet you beyond the nod. But in the back, you do see there's kind of a curtained doorway that hints at a separate room, and you catch a glimpse of soft candlelight and the faint aroma of incense wafting from beyond the threshold.
Okay, so they got like a separate, cool back room.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Is anything within the main bookstore like marked or like different sections? Just books.
It is everything, everywhere, all at once, man.
Oh man, Corthin looks like delighted as he steps inside. Starts browsing the shelves to look at like different books and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Make me an investigation check.
Ooh.
Okay. You find a book called The Whispering Shadows, A Guide to Umbral Magic, Arcane Formula and Alchemical Concoctions, Chronicle of the Shadow Masters, Secrets of the Weave Mastering the Art of Spellcasting, The Grimoire of Forgotten Runes, and Alchemy and Enchantment Crafting Magical Items.
I love all of these. Wow. Oh my god. He's just standing there with all of them in his arms. Like,
I'm going to
Fix
put that
that.
list
I've been on this shopping trip
in the Discord.
multiple times.
I know, right?
Need me to carry some things?
These are oh so delightful. I want to browse through Secrets of the Weave.
Yeah, okay.
Does it seem like a beginner kind of book?
Make an intelligence check for me. In fact, make an Arcana check.
I'm not doing well today.
Okay, so you skim through the book, and you're a little disappointed. This book is 100% bullshit. Nothing in it is accurate.
As he's reading it, he's like excited at first, but then his just features sort of just fall, and then start getting a bit stormy. And he sets it aside with a. Let's check out the Grimoire of Forgotten Runes.
I just imagine Fig holding this huge stack of books, and he just keeps taking one off the top and going, insufficient.
Yeah, you skim through the Grimoire of Forgotten Runes, and it is talking about ancient giant runes specifically. You aren't sure if this is accurate or not. It might be.
Boy, I know an artificer who would love this book.
I know, right? Or be mad at it, depending on if it's heresy. Yeah, right.
Put that in the maybe pile. What's about this alchemy and enchantment crafting magical items book? That
well, before
really
I ask
catches
that,
my eye.
Kaelen and Fig, what are you doing while he's busy going through all these books?
Fig's literally holding the stack of
Unread books. You've got the 3 that he hasn't looked at, or 4 that he hasn't looked at yet.
Yeah, she's just like following him around with her arms out so that
Excellent.
he can just drop books that he wants to.
All right, and Kaelen?
I've like kind of pretended like I'm not looking around, but I've definitely wandered to like the self-help section, looking for anything that's like contain your inner rage or like center yourself, like those kind of books.
All right, make me an investigation check.
How not to be a barbarian when you really would rather be a monk.
Okay. What you are actually finding, you find a book called Passions Unbound. Tales of Desire.
That's a romance novel.
I will
Another
definitely
one-
read the
Another one called Temptation of the Boudoir.
That's even more of a romance novel.
So I've wandered into the wrong sections, basically. Yeah.
And another one called Forbidden Embraces in the Garden of Delights.
It's a different
Oh.
kind of rage.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will definitely read the back of one of them.
Corthynd, which book were we doing next?
The crafting magic items, alchemy and enchantment.
Got it. Okay, make another Arcana check for me. And Kaelen, as you like skim through these books, they are saucy, real saucy. Crafting magic items. You're definitely not sure. It's got some things. It might be a primer on making magic items, but you're gonna have to experiment with it to be sure.
Oof. Okay, that goes in the maybe pile. Got 2
Mhm.
maybes and 1 no. Okay. On to The Whispering Shadows, A Guide to Umbral Magic. That sounds fun.
Kaelen, I'm gonna give you a whole list of books you find in case any of them strike your fancy.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Umbral Shadows, you said? Umbral Magic, rather?
Yeah. I
Whispering
love
Shadows.
the idea of
Yeah.
Kaelen just like becoming addicted to romance novels off of this.
Go ahead and make another Arcana check for me. Okay, so this book, it is written by a magus whose name you actually do recognize. I don't have it in front of me here, but you do recognize it. So that does lend some credence to the author, given it is written from the perspective of a wizard, though, who is using the weave, and it's about the shadow weave. There is some questionable content in it. Still, it is someone's observations on the shadow weave and how it works, and how it interacts specifically with the weave.
Oh, that's so intellectually stimulating to him. He really would love to buy that, but he doesn't know that he has the time for. Put that in the maybe pile.
Okay.
Arcane formula and alchemical concoctions.
Go ahead. Kaelen, any of those striking your fancy? You want to take one home?
I think I might. Probably. Can you tell me a little bit more about the wanton knights in the captain's quarters?
My.
I'll get back to you. 15 on that one. This one is an introduction to alchemy, for sure. A good one. You can probably make some really cheap basic potions with this. Potions of healing, maybe Alchemist Fire, Tanglefoots, Smoke Bombs, those kinds of things.
Ooh, I could study this to try to get alchemy proficiency. Okay, cool. Put that in the definite buy pile. I think I only have the Chronicles of the Shadow Masters left.
Go ahead. This is a novel.
Tempting, but
Yeah.
no. That's in the no file.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a novel,
Then-
straight up a novel.
Now he's.
Kaelen, your book is about a woman named Lady Amelia Fairchild, from an unnamed kingdom that definitely doesn't exist. And Captain Nathaniel Blackthorn is the captain of the ship that she winds up boarding. And she winds up in some passionate encounters with him during their voyage. And they develop...
is a terrible surname for a romance novel.
I didn't name it, okay? Don't look at me. Talk to ChatGPT, man. They develop a deep and intimate bond along their journey. But then they wind up beached. The ship crashes. And they have to see if their love can survive the crash of the ship.
I'll pass on that one.
Okay.
And I'll probably at that point come up and wander and look at stuff that Corthyn's looking at.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, so Chronicle of Shadowmaster's in the no pile. Seekers of the Weave, Mastering the Art of Spellcasting is in the no pile. Everything else is in the maybe pile, except for Alchemical Concoctions, which is in the buy pile. He's looking at the different piles like, I'm
gonna pick up the alchemy and enchantment, crafting magical items is in your no pile, right? Because it's all bullshit.
No, that's in the maybe pile.
Oh, in the maybe pile, because you're not sure.
It could very well be true. I can't get a full grok on it. That one looked interesting.
Maybe I can make some more potions with this one.
Hey, Kaelen, what's your passive perception? Like 14?
Yeah.
You do, while you're near him, spot one more book.
Ooh.
Called The Wrath of Dragons.
Ooh. Sounds like a great novel. I'll pick it up.
Okay.
And read the back or whatever.
I don't think they have back blurbs on...
There are no back blurbs at this point. I'm sorry, but that's not a thing.
I'll skim through it. Maybe read we got table of contents, right?
Nope.
What
All right, I'll just
kind
skip
of novels have you been reading, dude?
You kind of give it a skim through, and you see that it is an archaeologist's study of dragons and their manifestations of rage during the dragon rages. And it is, in fact, geared towards attempting to help dragons quell their rage during the dragon rages. Dragon rages, by the way, are a known phenomena on Faerun, at least among scholars. There was one, I think 100 years ago is the most recent. Maybe it's 80 years ago. I don't remember exactly when. So you might be slightly aware of them. They're fairly esoteric, though. They don't happen often.
I mean, I would be interested in buying this book simply because maybe I can relate and maybe I can learn something about quelling my own rage. So I would probably buy that one.
Okay. I'm going to just put that here. We can figure out what it contains later in full.
Okay. I will take Arcane Formula and Alchemical Concoctions, the Alchemy and Enchantment, Crafting Magical Items. And I'd really like to take the Whispering Shadows as just an interesting read, but... why the hell not? I'll take the Whispering Shadows as well. I'll get those three.
Which three are you getting? The Whispering Shadows?
Whispering Shadows, Arcane Formula, and Alchemical Concoctions, and Alchemy and Enchantment, Crafting Magical Items.
Okay. One moment. So you take these to the front and ask him the price. Kaelen, your book is 15 gold. Ooh. The Whispering Shadows, he kind of looks at that one, skims through it, and says, that's going to have to be 50. And this one, he holds up the Alchemical Formula and Concoctions, is 30, and the other is 35.
I'm going to shift my book over to Corthyn and be like, the Crown's paying for these, right?
No, the Crown is not paying for these. That's not the answer to everything. I'll take the these two and motion to the arcane formula and the alchemy and enchantment, and not take the Whispering Shadows. As much as I would love to read that, it can't. It wouldn't do any benefit for me.
How
Probably
much
it'd be
was
an
the
interesting
Whispering
read.
Shadows one?
It's 50. I don't need it for. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Got the money. He just doesn't want to spend it on frivolry, as far as he's concerned. Like, I mean, it's not frivolry. It's expanding his knowledge, but it'd be more of an academic paper as opposed to like something he could work upon.
Yeah.
It's interesting and it's fun, but fun is not what pays the bills. He also asks, do you happen to have any Volo's guides?
I think we've got Volo's Guide to Monsters.
That's the one I was looking for.
Think we've got it, eh? That's an older copy, though.
That'll be fine. Most of them are rather outdated, although I did hear he was going back and revising a lot of them.
Aye, this is 2nd edition, I think. He gets off his stool, puts his book aside, and goes wandering through the store. Here it is. Pulls it out, dusts it off. Skims through it. That's fairly good condition, too. Given you've already bought quite a few, say 25 gold.
That sounds fair.
And are you taking the one on the dragons there, sir?
Yeah, I'll take that one.
All right.
Corthyndahast here is gonna read it to me at night. Bedtime stories.
And you didn't want the one on the shadows, hmm?
No, it's tempting, but not this time.
Too rich for your blood, huh? I understand.
I don't have enough time while traveling to really...
No,
into the
I
meat of it.
understand. You don't have to explain to me. I understand books are pricey and money is hard to come by, yeah.
I'll hand over the 90 gold for mine.
Mm-hmm. Well, enjoy your books then. And if you ever need anything else, don't hesitate to come back. At this point, I've forgotten most of the books I have in my shop.
You don't have any books with magical rituals in them, do you?
Ritual books? Not sure, honestly. I'm not much of a mage myself. My brother would know more than I do about that.
Your brother?
Mm-hmm. Priest of Ogma.
That does seem like he would know that sort of thing.
Is there a particular ritual you're looking into? I could ask him.
Well, I gotta quickly look over the ritual list, which I did actually have out, but...
Oh, you meant magic spells. We should rename what those are use rituals for.
Yeah, okay. I see what you mean. I don't know any other that kind of ritual I would want.
He might have magic spells, too. You don't know. Tell him what you want.
What you really, really want.
For meld into stone.
Meld into stone. I'll be sure to ask my brother about it. And if you swing back by later this evening or early tomorrow, I should have an answer for you.
That would be fine. Thank you.
Anything else?
I think that will do it for me. Is there any books you were interested in, Figwyn?
Was I supposed to be interested in books?
They're
Do you not like
amazing.
reading?
I prefer to spend my time baking.
I have some cookbooks.
Immediate biting of her lip.
Why don't we?
I'll tell you what I've got. I've got the cookbook of the royal chef Aldrich Borhart.
Is this saying him saying I've got a handwritten cookbook by Gordon Ramsay?
I mean, royal chef. He did use the words royal chef.
How much does it cost?
For you? Maybe 15 gold pieces.
I can do that.
Let me find it for you. And he starts hunting around. And he comes out with a book entitled Delicacies of the Purple Court, Recipes from the Royal Kitchens of Cormyr, and offers it to you irreverently. It is from the reign of King Rhaegar II.
Ooh.
Is this a time where I would have been a dog, or?
Oh no, this predates your mother.
Ooh, so
This
it's
is
like
This is Azun the
This
Fourth's
is
Azun the Fourth's father.
this is a taste of curry.
Yes.
Ah.
Also
she's very
noteworthy.
excited.
Also noteworthy. Make a history check. All three of you make a history check. Let's see if any of you know anything about Rhaegar that's important here. Not Kaelen, that's for sure. All right, Corthyn, you know that Rhaegar was renowned for spies. Like he basically created a massive network of spies during his reign, and also that his own castle was constantly being updated against spies, and thus anything from the royal chef would have plenty of knowledge of how to watch out for poisoned dishes or the like.
I think you should get that.
Fig, who is already counting out the golden lions, is like, yes, I think I should too.
All right.
Should have interesting information in there about poisoned foods.
Why would I want to poison my food?
On how to watch out for them.
Oh. Now she's even more excited. You can almost imagine her tail being there and just a blur of wagging.
All right. Who's
Rhaegar's-
next? Oh, go ahead.
Rhaegar's court was just awash with spies.
Isn't that something you don't want your court to be awash in?
Well, when you have a royal chef in a court awash with spies, you need to know how to watch out for poisoned food.
That's fair.
Who's next?
We can do Fal, head into the temple.
Absolutely. Val, as you make your
Now
way
I'm
up
just
the
looking through.
winding trail alongside the glistening Immer stream, the soft bubbling of the water accompanies your steps. Lush greenery and fragrant wildflowers line the path, their petals dancing in the gentle early spring breeze. Rounding a bend, you catch your first glimpse of the House of the Lady atop Spring Hill. The temple's elegant pillars rise into the afternoon sky, their white stone gleaming in the sunlight. A sense of serenity watches over you as you approach. Climbing the final stretch of carved stone stairs, you emerge into a scene of tranquil beauty. The temple stands open to the elements, a simple yet elaborate shrine to the Moon Maiden. Slender pillars encircle a shimmering pool at the center, fed by a crystal clear spring. The domed roof sparkles with inlaid diamonds, hinting at the enchanting splendor that must suffuse this place under the light of the full moon. Though it's only mid-afternoon, you can almost feel the whisper of Seluna's presence here. The air hums with a subtle energy. The play of sunlight on water seems to hold the promise of moonlit dreams and desires to be fulfilled.
Fal will just kind of wander around the outskirts there and try and look for, like, what are there clergymen or people? And
Make a perception check. Let's see if you notice anything.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see anyone, but as you're looking around, you hear a voice behind you. Beautiful, isn't it? It's a deep, feminine voice. Lower than most you've heard before, yet still undeniably feminine. She must have been hidden by one of the pillars as you approached, but now that you look, you can see a tall, broad-shouldered woman standing there, her eyes dancing with stars like the cosmos itself. She has no sclera, no color, only the vast expanse of the infinite. I smell Derek's Stonebridge on you. Have you come from Halibans?
Oh, it's a keen sense of smell you've got. Yeah. Not too long ago. You know him?
I do.
And what's your name?
I am Mother Ludu.
Oh, perfect. Well, nice to meet you. Erban actually sent something for you.
You mean Derek did?
There. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I only met him briefly.
It's all right. What did he send?
I didn't look, but he promised it wouldn't make you upset. I'll pull out the package and approach her and just hand it out.
She reaches for it. And... What did you say your name was again? She starts unwrapping it.
Oh, I didn't, but it's Foul.
Pleasure to meet you, Foul. Ooh, she gets it unwrapped, and you can see that it is a cream-filled tart.
Ooh. Glad I didn't check. Might not have made it.
Ooh. And she peels it apart into two pieces, pops half in her mouth, and then offers you the other half.
Oh, no. It's a gift from Derek.
And I am gifting this half to you.
Okay. He'll
It really twisted his arm.
grab it and eat it.
It's delicious, of course. At least if you like sweet things.
Mm. Well, does Derek send these often?
Once in a while. He knows I'm fond of them, and also it keeps me from being angry with him.
Oh. Do most people send you sweets to keep you from getting angry at them?
Many people do.
It's a nice trick.
You should try it. Convince them you'll get angry. They'll start sending gifts.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be... I could try it.
How may I help you, child?
Well, I was talking to a old cleric back in Thunderstone, and he was telling me that, well, I'm a bit of a godless heretic, but
Godless.
I'm looking to learn a bit more about gods, and I was pointed in the direction of Selûne.
Now, why is that?
You know, that's what I was hoping to find out, and to learn a bit more, but I do have a bit of a thing for night sky, stars, moon.
Come sit with me. She just kind of beckons you and walks towards one of the benches and takes a seat on it. Motions for you to sit.
You'll sit.
Tell me about your thing with the stars.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm still kind of figuring everything out, but I seem to be a druid. I just feel a connection to nature, not really plants and animals. It's dirty, they stink, but the stars, I mean, it's just endless and peaceful.
I see. Well, Selûne is not directly connected to the stars, but as far as I'm aware, no gods really are, at least not gods that we wish to pray to. She is, however, the goddess of the moon, and the 7 stars that follow it through the sky.
I see.
Tell me, why are you interested in seeking a god? You clearly have access to whatever magic you require. You, if you'll excuse me for saying, look as though you know what you're doing. Why do you care?
He'll just kind of stare at the ground for a bit, or for a second, and then look at her and just say, not well enough. I need to do better.
And you think seeking communion with a god will help you do better?
I'm hoping it might help.
Sounds to me like you're seeking Lady Tymora. Relying more on luck than a plan is her way.
Okay.
That's not an endorsement, Val.
Oh.
Val's like, yeah, that sounds great. Okay.
Well, I mean, I have a...
Has anyone told you why we worship gods? Why they seek our worship in the first place?
No.
Do you care? I don't want to bore you.
No, it's not a bore. Just...
They didn't
know.
always seek our worship. For a while, they didn't care at all. Why should they? They gained nothing from it, and we were constant leeches upon their power. Unless they were in some way hoping to influence mortal events, they had no interest in us, in what we do. Only interest in how many pawns they had on the board that they could control to try and further themselves. It's no longer true. Around 150 years ago, they were cast out of the heavens, all of them, every last one of them. Now, I don't know the full story behind why or how, but I do know that ever since, once they managed to get back into their heavenly realms, they've relied on us significantly more, because each of our voices is required to give them their power at all. No longer are we dependent on them, but they are dependent on us. Without us, they have no power. They fade away into nothing, their domain free reign for some other god to take. But there are consequences for not worshipping gods. Just as they do rely on us, we have to consider eternity. Our life on this realm is not eternal. Even the elves live only 1,000 or so years. And when it comes to its end, we do not simply cease. Nor do we enter some cycle of reincarnation. Although it can happen, it is rare. For most, we are either taken into the divine realm, added to our god's host, where we can enjoy an eternity with them. Or we are judged and given sentencing by Lord Kelemvor. Or we are placed in the wall of the faithless, where
And then you
every
become a shit lemur, I've
sense
heard.
of being is crushed from us.
Ah,
It is a torturous eternity, or so I am told.
alright, so I should pick one.
You should certainly consider it, but you're young.
Well, it doesn't seem like much of an option.
Some have chosen to seek alternatives, to make deals to avoid the wall.
With who?
Demons, devils, celestials. Fae are known to make deals.
I gotta say, none of you priests have really tried too hard to sell this, but
Why should we? It's your eternal soul that's at risk, not mine.
well, I mean, if the gods rely on as many people as they can to empower themselves now, shouldn't they be vying for as many people as they can get?
On the whole, yes, but on the individual level, no. True faith is required. And men like you, clearly of power, of purpose, of destiny, men like you do not come along every day, and simply arguing why you should worship my god over some other never works for men like you. You will find your place. Or you will find your alternative. And if you have questions about Selûne, if she is whom your heart belongs to, I am here to help, to guide you, to allow you to speak with her. But I am not going to convince you of anything.
Well, might have made it easier to make a decision, but I appreciate that.
Oh, you want it easy?
It would be nice if some things were.
Well, gosh darn, then you should definitely just worship Selûne. She's so beautiful. Her moonlight shines down on all of us.
Alright.
See?
Really, though,
It doesn't work.
you speak to her?
Often. I've known her for almost 200 years.
What's she like?
You're not
Cold.
going to ask about 200 years?
She is cold, but loving. Gentle and distant as often as present. There are times of great darkness in her, times of absolute beauty. She's a bit fickle, if I'm honest, but ultimately good.
It's a lot to think about. I appreciate you taking some time to talk with me about it. Say, I'm sure you're going, but maybe I'll come back or visit another temple of Selûne down the line.
You are always welcome. One last thing. I know you're still uncertain. And she reaches up and takes the necklace off of her neck and offers it to you.
Oh, I already took one gift. What is this?
It's just a silver necklace. There's nothing special about it except that it bears her symbol. And she holds up the charm on it towards you, and it is 2 sapphire eyes surrounded by 7 silver stars. It looks slightly pricey, but not like exorbitantly pricey.
Thank you. I mean, but what if I don't?
Pass it on to someone else who does.
I'll just give her a nod.
When you feel lost, hold on to this and ask for guidance.
I'll keep that in mind. He'll get up to leave, and then he'll stop and turn around. You know, I've got one friend with the nose as keen as yours.
Hmm.
You ever find yourself with 4 legs, a lot of hair, and a tail?
He licks her upper lip, and you can see that there are definitely fangs there, briefly. Maybe. No
Should have come
tail.
with you.
Not very interested in tails, though.
Interesting. Well, thank you again. I'll head on back down the stairs.
Yeah. Lastly, we come to Del. What you doing?
Oh, we can't hear you, Matt. You.
I'm looking for a nice, quiet, secluded spot, preferably dedicated to Ogma, and somebody to speak to if possible.
How are you going about looking for that?
Looking for any sort of temple district.
There is definitely not a temple district. The only temple here is the one to Selûne, and it's on top of a hill by itself.
Okay. Then there's got to be a library, right?
Yep, there is. There's the bookstore, at least, that Corthyndahast was just at. Not hard to find.
That'll work.
All right, so you make your way to the Nook. Just as they are coming out, you make your way in, passing them on the way. You see each of them with bundles of books.
You see Corthynd followed by floating books.
I thought Fig was holding him.
While he was in the store waiting, he insisted that he not make Fig carry his books back to the
Which
place.
is probably for the best, because Fig probably has one hand on the invisible floating books to make sure she doesn't run into anything, and she's already reading her cooking book.
In response to this, Del is going to use his telekinesis to throw one of the books from the floating pile into the back of Corthin's head.
Can I? What do I have to roll to both notice and try to catch it?
Well, let's start with this. Matthew, make a. Do you have an attack roll for your TK?
No.
Oh, is it a saving throw?
It's. I don't. 1 second. Let me see.
It's a cantrip.
It really is.
Pretty sure your TK has a saving throw. Like a dex save or something like that.
Mm-mm.
When you shove someone?
Oh, that.
Yeah, it's basically what you're doing.
1 second. Where is that? That's under. It would be a strength saving throw.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do then. Fig, I need a perception check
16.
against Dell's
No,
Dell's save DC.
Okay. Do I get advantage because I have my hands on, like, my one hand on the books?
It's no, he's. Wait, your hand is on Corthin's books? Because he's throwing one of Corthin's books at it.
Yes, but what I had said before he said that was that she has her hand on the pile of floating books so that she doesn't get lost. Well,
She's using them to guide. She's
Okay.
reading her book.
Sure, I'll give you advantage for that. He's pulling the middle book out. You do not notice. And then, Corthin, I'm going to have a dex save for you to dodge this.
Okay.
What was your DC?
16.
Okay. So, Corthin, you get beamed in the back of the head by a book.
By one of my books?
Yep.
Yep.
One of the alchemical ones. I don't know which one.
And there's Fig, seemingly completely ignorant to it, with her hand on the stack.
Well, no, like your hand collapses down because it's one book shorter, and you will notice it. It's just you didn't notice it in time to do anything.
Immediately whirl and try and grab the book.
You do.
Like, I don't,
No problem.
I don't know what.
Inspect the book for damages.
None.
I was just touching it. I'm so sorry.
Glare around.
Your passive perception is what?
14.
You easily spot Del.
Fig,
Why?
meanwhile, thinks these glares are for her and has put her book in her pack and is now just literally embodying Hangdog.
Del doesn't respond. He just smiles, gives a small salute, and ducks into the shop.
Prestidigitate a very bad smell onto Del.
At which point, Del will respond by removing it himself.
Removing this. What?
Oh, wait. No, I didn't. That's not the one I replaced it with. I was looking at too many spells today.
A common trouble.
What did you enchant?
1 square inch or 1 square foot of something on you.
Odd odor.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's an instantaneous one. So let's.
No, that's what you
can
did.
Soil something.
Yeah,
But
just like your shirt or whatever. Soiled your shirt for you.
I see we have chosen mischief today.
I didn't start it. I'm sure going to finish it.
So you head
Contemplate.
inside, and your shirt soils itself as you head in.
as they do.
As they
The
do.
only safe place from a fireball is inside that shop. So good choice.
And the owner is just settling back down on his stool to read. And he looks up as you enter. Gives you a nod. Looks back down at his book.
Hoping that you might be able to direct me if there is a shrine to one of the gods of knowledge or wisdom. Ogma might be the one I'm most familiar with.
Funny you should ask. My brother's a priest of Ogma. Shrine's in the back, but he's not here at the moment. If you want to wait, he'll be here in about an hour, maybe less.
Certainly. This looks like as good a place as any to spend some time.
I might suggest, though, you've got something on your...
Yes, I'm certain it will go away when my friend forgets about it.
It's not how magic works.
I see.
Pretty sure there's a duration on that.
Nope. It's instantaneous. It's just soiled.
Yeah, but you can only have 3 for an hour.
That's the ones that have a duration. The instantaneous means it is instantaneous.
It just happens, and then it's that way. Enjoy your dirty shirt. I saved the guy's life, and this is what I get.
The ones that last for 1 hour or until your next turn are the limited ones. See how it says you can have 3 of its non-instantaneous effects? So your shirt do be soiled until you wash it.
Okay. Then that was a player misremembering, so I would like to...
Sure.
Might you have a washroom that I could...
Not particularly, but the Immer Stream's not far. It's a good place to wash up.
Fair enough. I shall return.
Right. Meanwhile, Veronica gets back to Halaban's inn.
She'll walk in, and is there the person in the front?
Derek? Yeah. He's in the front, and he looks up as you enter, gives you a nod, goes back to whatever he's up to.
She'll walk up to him. Derek, how's your day going?
Oh, my day's going fine, thank you.
Well, I just think you're doing such a great job, and your inn has been so accommodating, and just really appreciate all of the pizzazz you put into your customer service. I got you I got the inn a present as a thank you.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Yeah, and then she'll hand over the rest of the tea set.
And he accepts it and kind of looks at it. You really didn't... Oh, thank you, lady. And he opens it because, of course... Oh, this is very lovely. This counts the teacups. Very lovely. I think it suits quite perfectly with the eclectic nature of the tavern.
If you're wondering why there's a teacup...
I am not going to ask you that question.
Okay.
In fact, it'll be far more entertaining to make up a new story about it, and when somebody asks, I can tell it myself.
Sounds like a great plan. Well, keep up the good work, Derek. Do you know where all of my group went?
Well, I believe the tall fellow with the long kind of scraggly hair, wearing the robe. He went up the hill to the temple. Some of the others mentioned looking for books, and another one just didn't say anything. He just wandered off. I'm afraid I don't know all their names very well yet.
Okay, so they went towards the market?
Right. So the knight and the war wizard and the other gentleman, he has an axe on his belt. They all traveled to the market together, mentioning something about books, I think.
But wait, I thought Del was with them because he used telekinesis.
He happened to
left
cross
after
us on
them,
the way
though.
out.
Okay.
And the other one, kind of studious-looking fellow, very strange-looking eyes, he left later.
Wait, which one is that?
That's Del.
That's Del.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Can you point me in like the direction that they went? Because I
Oh,
gotta
just down
see.
towards the market, I believe. I'm sure they went to the Nook if they were looking for books.
Okay. And you said Val went up the hill?
Yes, he was seeking the Temple of the Lady, hoping
You
to
know what?
learn about Selûne.
You have a new beautiful tea set. Why don't we, break it out? And would you mind making some tea for me?
Ah. Certainly. What kind of tea would you take?
Surprise me. And Veronica will just kind of wait wherever. I'm assuming there's some kind of like.
Yeah, he's got
Is it
nice cushy chairs, a nice reading room. Remembering that this inn is somewhat out of the way, it's actually kind of a darker atmosphere. Basically, it's a place that respects the privacy of its guests. So rather than having like lots of tables where you can sit, it's got very small private areas to sit in.
Okay.
Very
Well,
comfortable
then-
ones too.
I'm imagining
Veronica
it
will
like the Vandiver.
Yeah, very much like the Vandiver, yeah. Not that any of you know
Veronica
what that
will
is.
find. No, I do not. Veronica
Robin
will
Matthew
find
do.
a cozy spot and put her feet up. And well, no, she wouldn't do that. And she will wait for the tea and think about there being a day, someday, maybe far in the future, when people figure out where the missing teacup went.
Excellent. Meanwhile, Kaelen, are you still looking for alchemy?
Yes.
Brewing supplies and medicinal supplies and stuff?
Yeah, I want to see if there's anything that I can make some special brews.
So you
With?
find a shop named Sage and Stardust,
I'll head in there.
and
Seems like a good spot.
inside there is an elderly man who looks up. Ah, welcome. How can I help you? Kaelen, wait, before you answer that, Fig and Corthyndahast, are you going with him, or are you heading back?
What kind of shop is he going to?
An alchemy
Brewing
supply.
supply shop?
Brewing
Oh,
supplies.
alchemy supply. I did just buy some alchemy books. Yeah,
We should go
Basically
with
an
him.
herbalism store.
I mean,
sure. Why not?
somebody's going to have to tell Fig what happened and that she's not the one in trouble that got wide at.
Corthin would
but-
explain
Okay.
what happened.
Because
and
we
how
don't need her
Del
sad sack
Threw one of his own
face
books
everywhere.
to the back of his head.
So, anyways, he looks up, and as you all enter, welcome. How may I help you?
Well, I'm looking for something that I could make some brews with for some fanciful effects. And I pull out the vial that I have of the healing potion brew and explain the process of the last time that I've gone through this. And I'd like to see if I can do anything different. Maybe.
May I?
Yeah,
Neat.
I'll let him take a look.
He takes it and unstoppers it, has a sniff. Ah. Dreamfoil blossom. Interesting. I'm afraid I don't have any. That's more of a swamp root, but I have some similar things. He corks it and offers it back to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open for ideas. I could, anything to.
You were
Doesn't
looking.
necessarily have to heal, but it
Oh.
could do other effects. You know, if
Hmm.
there's anything that can make me stronger so I can more
I see.
easily beat people in arm wrestling,
I
or
see. Yes, I see.
perhaps breathe fire
Let me think
like
about
a
this
dragon.
a moment. Oh, well, let me first address the healing, because it's something frequently asked for around here. Now, you're the first I've seen put these in alcohol, but we do have moonglow petals. They grow up near the Shrine of the Lady up at the top of the hill. Very common, and they're very often used in the making of healing potions. I don't see why you couldn't ferment with them. A little bit of sugar in your moonglow, as it were. Seems like it could work. Could be worth experimenting with anyways. Now, as for the strength or breathing fire, I'm afraid I don't know much about causing one to breathe fire, but strength I can do. There's a moss that grows nearby, and when you consume it, it does have some effect of that nature. It's known as bloodroot. Causes your blood to beat faster, thicker.
Typing. That sounds promising. Do you have any here?
I do, I have both.
How much for a little bit of each?
Well, enough to brew into, say, a single drink of each might cost you, well, for the dream foil, that's fairly easy, 25 gold a blossom, which will be more than enough to go in your concoction. As for the bloodroot, rather, that's a little pricier. More like 75 gold, I would say.
Whew.
Difficult to
Well,
come by, you see.
I see. And you said those are over by the river, bloodroot?
No, that's the moonglow petals. They grow up
Moonglow.
up near the shrine. But the bloodroot grows on trees around here, but rarely.
Well, how about I take one of those moonglow petals from you, and maybe I'll get lucky and come across the bloodroot.
I hope you will, and if you do, I'll buy it from you.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll harvest as much as I can if I come across it.
Does it smell the same before and after it's processed?
He squints a little. I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, coriander leaf. If it's bruised, it smells somewhat lemony. And if you process it, it still smells somewhat lemony. I have a very good nose. I just thought I might be able to help him find it.
Fair enough.
Can I at least see it?
You're asking if you can have one of my potions of strength to smell?
I just wanted to see the actual root, the bloodroot.
Ah, some bloodroot moss. Let me see if I have any in the back. And I'll fetch you a moonglow petal while I'm there, of course. Wait here. And he heads into the back and comes out just a moment later with a small, paper folded over. Offers it to you, Kaelen. And then he's also got on a piece of leather a moss that is it's green, but it's like laced with a reddish hue. It seems natural, like it's just part of the plant is red, but that's why it's called bloodroot. Here you are, bloodroot moss.
And Fig will take a look at it and very carefully sniff it without disturbing it. Like, clearly not touch it so she's not contaminating or anything. And once she's examined it, she'll give it back and be like, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Hmm. What's interesting?
Just the flower itself.
Oh,
The root. Recently bought a couple books on alchemy and was interested in getting into it.
oh, good for you. War wizards should spend more time learning alchemy, I think. Not everything needs a spell, after all.
Exactly. don't happen to have any alchemy supplies for sale?
You mean just the basics? Some starter kits, as it were?
Yeah, yes. As an amateur, I wouldn't need more than that at the moment.
No, you're going to want to seek the general store for that. I don't dabble in small trade like that.
Fair enough.
Well, appreciate it. How much? You said it was 25?
25 for the Moonglow petal. It is like a small white flower with 5 white petals branching off of the center. Like very narrow petals.
Great. Well, appreciate it. If I come across any of the bloodroot, maybe I'll come by and sell you some.
Mm-hmm. You sure you don't want the bloodroot moss?
A little pricey, unless our rich wizard's paying for it, or the crown.
No.
It will
You're
help
going-
us in our quest.
You're going to need to stop bringing that up in every shop we're in.
Crown funds are for emergencies, not for shopping trips.
This is an emergency. I need it to feel stronger while we crush our enemies.
Fig's just gonna like grab Kaelen by the wrist and start dragging him back out of the store.
Fine. You guys are no fun.
You knew that when you decided to come out with us today.
All right. Then I'm done. We can head back.
Del, eventually you make your way back to the Nook, and as you enter, you do see there's the owner of the shop is busy talking to somebody else who's looks a lot like him, but just maybe a year or two older, and in a much simpler attire, more like a robe rather than a jerkin and pants. And as you enter, they both turn and look at you, and the brother says, "Ah, there's the one now. Ah. My brother tells me you are seeking a priest of Ogma. My shrine?"
I was hoping to there's been some things that have happened to me in the recent months. I'd like to perchance get some insight.
Come with me. He beckons you through. The small room in the back, past that black curtain, is really nothing more than a small sitting area. There is a lectern at the far end of it for holding a book. The lectern is relatively ornate, relatively well decorated, and hanging over it is the holy symbol of Ogma, just kind of affixed to the wall. He motions, "Have a seat. I'll fetch some tea for us and we can talk." A few moments later, he comes back with a somewhat bitter black tea, sugar, cream, offers it to you, takes a seat. "What's on your mind?"
I've been doing some traveling, and during my travels, there have been a couple instances where I've seen things, experienced things from another point of view. Perhaps memories embedded in an object, or it's hard to explain. But it's connected to me and my family in some way. I'm hoping perhaps the God of Knowledge might be able to infer something.
Some sort of psychometry that you have. But connected to you. Interesting. Very interesting.
I have no reason to feel or think that, rather. But I do feel it.
I see. I might be able to help you. I could potentially commune with Ogma on your behalf, or perhaps just a divination. We could ask him a question or 5. Unfortunately, my services are not free, but man of your means, with a quest this great, seems worth it to me. But it's your money.
How much are you?
Depends on how many questions you would like to ask. For a single question asked of the god, which I must warn, really ought to be a yes or no question. 30 gold. For something slightly more advanced than that, more like 60. But you can have 3 questions answered then. Actually, there's an alternative. If you are seeking lore about some significant thing, you might get a great deal more detailed answer, but it is far more expensive, unfortunately.
And not within my personal means or significant expense at the moment.
I understand.
All right, I'm double checking some things on his sheet real quick. That's what I figured. Okay. Very well. 60 gold.
Very well. He reaches out a hand for the gold and then places it on the lectern rather than holding on to it. Now, your questions. You can ask them one at a time or all at once. But it's good to have them in mind in advance. As you start thinking, he starts reaching into a drawer next to him, pulls out some incense and a burner, and sets them up. While you're thinking about that, Val, what are you up to?
He would head back to Caliban's to see if we can find the others.
Just as you're entering, you spot Derek making his way out of the back with what looks to be a tea service. It's green with golden leaves embedded, woven into it. And he's making his way towards a little nook in the front of the room, steaming cup of tea in hand. Here you are. And one of your friends has just arrived back.
Val, come have some tea. Just waiting for
Val's
everybody.
gonna... Yeah. He will not try to scare Derek into giving him treats. But he thinks about it, and then he'll go sit down with Veronica.
Shall I pour you a mug, sir?
Oh, no. Sorry, I'm trying to get off the tea.
I see. Very well. And he leaves the full tea kettle there for you, Veronica, along with some sugar and some cream. Anything else you need?
Veronica would ask what kind of tea is it?
Oh, just a chamomile.
Okay. She'll sip on it politely.
And he'll step away.
How'd the shopping go?
Oh, it went great. This is, it's different than Thunderstone. But it's nice. They have a lot of different shops. I think the others went off to the market as soon as, just as after I got back. So, or just before? Yeah, just before. How about you? How was the temple? Did they have fancy god stuff?
He'll just toss the holy symbol onto the table. I don't know. They're a bit too approachable. I think I might prefer my goddesses hard to get.
Approachable. They do have that, like, priesty... Can't believe...
They weren't too preachy. In fact, they weren't preachy at all, which I appreciate, but they really left the ball in my court, which I was hoping maybe I could. I don't know what I'm looking for, which I guess is the whole problem.
I guess, what are you looking for?
I don't know.
Well, why are you looking then?
So I guess some priest told me to. And everyone keeps talking about me ending up in this wall of bricks, and that does not sound nice.
Yeah. Doesn't sound so fun.
Yeah, endless torture, and then finally you become a shitty lemur.
So just pick one. What does it matter? At that point.
That's what I thought. But then she said that can't, like... Yeah, whatever.
I always
keep
viewed
looking.
it as kind of, you know, you just pick one and then you're done.
Well, the first priest said I should find someone that speaks to me for who I am, and then this one said that I need to figure myself out first and have a plan or something.
Sounds like a lot.
So, I know. So, I'll see what's in Arabelle, I guess.
Yeah. You could always go with Tammarast.
You know, the priestess did mention it, but she did also note it was not an endorsement.
I wouldn't expect them to.
You know, I think that she might have been, maybe not quite the same thing as Fig, but definitely had a bit of dog in her.
Oh, we should tell Fig.
Yeah, she could have a new friend.
What
could
made
go
you think that?
Chase squirrels.
Wow.
Just a inhuman sense of smell and pointy teeth. And then she said that, yeah, kinda.
Oh, Fig should definitely. Well, I don't know. Does Fig want to meet another person like her?
I don't know, but that would be interesting to know.
Yeah, for sure. So did she turn into a dog in front of you? Was it different kind of dog?
No, I left before that could happen.
Well, at the very least, it sounds like they were friendly, even if they didn't really give you answers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll hold on to this. He'll grab the holy symbol and put it in his pocket again.
Well, at least you got a nice piece of jewelry out of it.
Yeah. I'll try meditating and praying again. I mean, even if no one's speaking to me right now, I can try speaking to them.
Yeah.
Corthyndahast and Co, the three of you, are you just heading back now?
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, I've just been following the boys, so.
Okay, so the three of you are in back. So we'll go back to Del here. Del, you ready for your questions? You're muted if
Yep. Sorry. I think so.
Okay, cool. So the incense is burning. The room is starting to smell a little acrid from it. Are you ready?
As ready as one can be to commune with higher powers.
May I know your name?
Delryar Tammarast.
Delryar Tammarast. He holds out his hands and says, and reaches for yours.
Del will put one of his hands in, but with his other, he pulls the orb off of his belt and holds it in his hand and puts the back of his hand into the...
Interesting. The priest gently holds onto your hands. Ogma, eternal sage, I humbly seek your guidance once more. This petitioner, Delryar Tammarast, comes to you seeking guidance from your divine wisdom. I open my mind to your presence in search of answers. What is your first question?
in recent travels. The orb I hold and a suit of armor have both given me visions. To whom do the visions belong?
He repeats those words, substituting pronouns where necessary to accomplish second person. And then I have to find my notes. Where's my notes? Where's my notes? After a moment, he falls silent. And then, when he speaks again, it's not his voice. There is a deeper intonation to it, a layering like three are speaking at once. As he says, Mirke peskonureth.
Will you put that in chat, please?
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoops, I meant to go this one.
Thank you.
That's some draconic bullshit, isn't it?
Why would you ever think that?
Your next question.
Are these visions directing me to do something?
He repeats your question again, falls silent. And then, again, that layered, deeper intonation. Yes. And your final question.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Totally ask the unladen airspeed.
What is your favorite color?
Val, good call on not having the tea. It's mediocre at best.
Wow.
You're the one who didn't specify what kind of tea you want. That's what
Mhm.
lands you with shitty stuff like chamomile.
I said surprise me, which assumes you're going to give me something good. And if this is the highest level of quality that they can muster, I don't want to try the other ones.
Your real problem is that your DM isn't a tea drinker and has no fucking clue what's a good tea.
Yeah.
Not chamomile.
You can make it up. That's fine. I don't know either.
You could have just been like, it's 7 Dragon Blend, and then not explain that. Walk off.
Yeah,
I could have.
Blood root.
I could have, but chamomile's what came to mind, so chamomile's what you got since you didn't ask for something specific.
Yeah.
there's
What's your last question there?
I'm trying to think of something, and there are other conversations that are a little distracting.
Sorry, I was trying to give you more time.
You want us to go to break, and you could ask it after the break?
No.
Peanut Gallery could give you suggestions. Oh, you got it.
Can the orb help direct me to the answers?
He repeats the question. Once more, the multi-layered base reply comes. Unlikely. And then the smoke in the room just seems to fade, to dissipate almost immediately. And he gently releases your hands. I don't know if that was as helpful as you would have hoped, but...
Answers are always helpful.
For what it's worth, another priest of my kind can... Well, at least if they're powerful enough, they can also commune with Ogma to ask more questions. Each day. I hope you find the knowledge you seek.
They are related, and I have a name. Perhaps our time in Arabelle will help me narrow some things down.
There is a small temple there. Small, but...
There should be the ability to research history and such as well.
Indeed. Good luck.
I appreciate your time.
And he'll show you out. And with that, we are going to take our break. then back. So, all of you guys make your way back to the inn. Is there anything else you want to do this evening, or are you all good to go?
Fig's just gonna read.
How I was gonna wander back to the bookshop sometime to try and catch his brother there to see if I can get a ritual.
Right. Okay. Yeah, sure.
When we get back, I was gonna ask if Fal wanted to see if we could find a pipeweed store.
Shenanigans round 2.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
we gotta
You have
tell-
cleverly given the dog knight a book to read so that you can go back out and be naughty without her noticing.
What? No. Not about pipeweed.
Veronica will ask Val, are you going to tell Fig?
Oh, yeah, Fig, you're not the only dog in town. There's
Of
a,
course not. There's humans keep all kinds of dogs.
but humans
Person dog.
don't often take the form of a dog. The, priestess up at Temple of the Lady, I don't think she turns into a dog, but does seem to be some sort of lycanthrope.
So
don't know
I
if
am
there's
the
any sort
only
of-
dog in town.
I wasn't sure if there was any sort of kinship between you folks.
Oh no, I'm not a lycanthrope.
Interesting.
But that's pretty cool to know. Did she shift for you? Did you see it?
She did have fangs, and a really good sense of smell, but otherwise looked normal aside from her eyes. But I don't know if that was a lycanthrope thing or a priestess thing.
What was wrong with their eyes?
Dark and starry.
That doesn't sound like a lycanthrope thing.
And-
Not that I really know. Sounds like something that should happen to you.
Hmm?
Just if somebody around here has starry eyes, it should be you, right?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, my skin gets kind of starry. Or I guess it's just over my whole person. But that was just really light up. These were like dark, full of little shimmering lights. Kind of creepy.
Like she didn't even have white parts.
Like she had tons of tiny little white parts in a sea of black.
How could you even tell which direction she was looking in?
I don't know.
Huh. Well, maybe if I come back through, I'll go meet her.
Why
Yeah,
not talk to her now? We have time.
But
she likes treats.
I definitely can't. I don't have anything made. And I just got this book, and the language in it is crazy, but it's got such cool stuff. When we come back.
Maybe the
Sounds
innkeeper
good.
will let you use their kitchen. Maybe you could try out a new recipe from the book.
You might be able to just scare him into making you some, at least. That was her
That's the
suggestion.
lesson you took away from her.
What?
Yep.
Why would I want it to do that?
I heard it from a priestess.
I don't think I want people to be scared of me, unless they're very bad. But I
There's
didn't
more
think
of
the
the
innkeeper was
implication.
bad. I think I'll see if I can visit if we come back.
Alright. Ready to go whenever, Corthyndahast. Let me just grab my little piece of wood out of the cart.
All right. I'm gonna put my books away in my chest while I'm at the house, so that I can move again.
Okay.
God, books are heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Niv, can Veronica practice her harp in this foyer area?
Of course you can.
Right.
Okay.
He's gonna hand the Volo's guide to Veronica.
Oh, what's
I
it?
picked this up for you.
What is it?
It's by one of the most premier authors of the realms. It's a tour of the various common and uncommon creatures you might find around.
Oh, interesting.
Does it say which ones you should talk to and not?
It absolutely does, yes. Volo made a habit of talking to everything that he could, whether it wanted him to or not. Especially if
Oh,
it didn't
I think
want
I
him
like
to.
this person.
Most things did not want him to.
Ah. He probably didn't have as much charm as I do. I appreciate the gift. Thank you, Corthyndahast. Would you like some tea before you go?
Sure, I'll try some tea.
You will. Pour him a cup. Would you like some cream or sugar?
No, I'm not a fan of sugar.
She'll hand him a cup.
I drink it. How does it taste?
Like chamomile, but a little cold.
Well, it tastes however I want now, so prestidigitate it to something good.
Well, we'll see you guys when you get back.
Excellent tea. Can't recommend it enough.
And now Veronica thinks you have shit taste in tea.
Then we'll set off on our way, see if we can find a tobacco or pipeweed place on the way
Yeah, no problem.
to the book.
You find a place with a pipe with little curl of smoke trailing out of it on the sign called the Lazy Puffer.
That seems fitting.
Mm-hmm.
And
Go inside. Yeah.
as you head inside, it is filled with smoke, as of you might expect. Slightly minty smelling smoke. Sweetish. Not like too sweet, but just a little sweet smelling. And there's a jovial old man sitting behind the counter, puffing on a pipe, and he looks up as you enter. Ah, how can I help you?
My friend here is looking to get into smoking, and I
Uh-huh.
thought we could find a mild starter weed for him to try.
Something mild.
Oh.
Something mild.
Nonsense. I can take something a little strong.
Do you have a flavor preference?
Sweet, bitter, spicy,
Hmm.
tingling in the nose.
So when I was using Dream Mist, was there any sort of like scent or flavor or
Yeah, it
sensations
smelled
associated?
like stars and infinity.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I mean, but like, weed has a smell. Everything has like a...
Weed is not
Okay.
psychedelic.
I know, I'm just trying to... Okay. I guess tingly sounds the closest.
Ah. Let me think. Tingly, I do have one. Elminster's Arcane Mix. Might be just the thing for you.
Sounds
Some
fancy.
say it was designed by the old wizard himself. I've never been able to confirm the rumor, but it does have a bit of a magical quality to it.
He is well known for his love of pipeweed.
Indeed, indeed. Theoretically, this is what he smokes. I'm not sure if that's true, though. But I think so.
When you say magical quality...
No, sorry, I more mean, it has that little tingle to it, gives you that little air of smoking something magical.
I see. Good.
Do you have a pipe?
He was just reaching into his pocket, and he will pull out the hunk of wood with the horse head carved into it.
That's a no.
Not yet. Could you maybe...
He holds up a hand, reaches under the shelf, and pulls out a small little scrimshaw pipe and sets it down.
Oh.
It's got a long wooden
Great.
bit to it.
Yeah, that will do for now, but I was hoping I might be able to just get your
Sample the
opinion
weed?
since you know pipes.
Oh.
Do you think this would be able to be turned into a pipe?
Well, if you finish actually forming it and properly treat it, of course, any wood can be used for a pipe. Hardwoods are better, softwoods are fine.
All right.
It's more about the skill
prob-
of the craftsman than it is the wood.
Yeah. So, treating it oil or...
I'm not a pipe maker, sir. I sell pipe weed. I have pipes for sale, but you're looking for
Sorry,
a
I just...
wood carver.
Well, sorry. Just assumed. Anyways, yeah, I'd like to sample.
Excellent. The pipe here, and he pats the one on the counter. That'll cost you 5 gold pieces. It's a local scrimshaw product, very well made.
All right. And how much for the pipe weed itself?
Well, for a sample of it, I'll only charge you a silver.
And what are the not doses,
One tends to buy it
sizes
by the
of-
ounce, and you can pack your pipe as full as you like.
Oh, standard. All right. Well,
If you don't want to buy a pipe now, I can lend you one.
no, I can buy a pipe now. Let's
Wouldn't
see.
be a problem to make.
How
it
about
up.
being a first timer, and surely soon I'll be as addicted to this pipe weed as my friend, and a repeat customer.
I'll tell you
I
what,
could get a
If-
first timer's discount.
you choose to buy after you try, I'll waive the trial fee.
First, it is free.
All right. How much for 12 ounces?
12 ounces. Well, Elminster's mix is roughly 2 silver an ounce.
All right.
Price tends to fluctuate a bit with the season, but for you, 2 silver an ounce seems good at the moment.
All right.
In fact,
Let's sample.
I like you. So if you choose to buy, you said you wish 12?
Yes.
12 ounces. And, of course, the 5 gold for the pipe. You know, I think I'll do the whole thing for you for, say, 7 golden lions. If you're interested, of course.
I certainly am, and I'm sure I will be once I run out again.
Excellent. Then, let's begin. And he loads up the pipe with just a small amount, less than an ounce, of course, of weed for your pipe. Offers it to you, and then strikes effectively a match. It's a striking stick, and offers the fire towards you. Do you know how to use a pipe?
Suck in and blow.
Just suck in gently here as I light this.
Okay.
And he'll light it up for you. And pretty soon it does light just fine, and you've got smoke curling into your lungs. It tastes like a unique combination of sweet and savory at the same time, with like a peppery aftertaste in your nose. Tickles a little, almost makes you want to sneeze. Almost.
That's quite nice.
Mm.
Right on the edge of being uncomfortable.
Indeed.
I like it. Thank you again for being so accommodating. I'll take it all.
12 ounces, I'll have it packaged for you. And you, sir, do you wish any?
I was looking for some Thale leaf.
Thale leaf. Let me see if I have any here. Remind me what Thale
It's
leaf
a,
is.
It's an
tea, right?
additive. Yeah, no, it's a plant additive for pipeweed that it's like a nutty incense.
Oh, right. There was a guy who had some of that recently, wasn't there? Yeah. Yes, I think I have some. Give me a moment. He turns around and starts going through some of his little jars and canisters, brings one out and sets it down. Goes back behind, looks again. Ah, yes, Thale leaf. Pulls it forward, sets it down. How much would you like?
I don't need too much since I'm just going to be adding a bit with my West Fennel number 3. Say 2 ounces?
2 ounces. Well, it's a silver an ounce, sir.
That would be excellent.
That'll be 2 silver falcons for you and 7 golden lions for you. And he starts packaging everything up in small little paper packets for you guys.
Awesome.
What was the name of that pipeweed again?
It's called Elminster's Arcane Mix.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I think that'll be it for now. Thank you.
Excellent. Meanwhile, anybody else doing anything this evening, or just enjoying the evening, getting some food, etc.?
I'm going to see if that Agma priest is there to see if he has a ritual I can
Right.
transcribe.
Anybody else? Not Corthynd at the moment.
No, everything's Corthynd.
Nothing for
No,
me.
Faye's
ready
just
to-
gonna
Nope.
hang out, read her book, enjoy the tea, because she doesn't mind chamomile, because she'll eat almost anything.
Ronnie, you doing anything? Are you good?
She will just pluck her harp.
Okey-doke.
Practicing.
Okay.
Oh, I will check on my beer to see if it's getting like where it is, so I can start the
Sure.
next batch.
Well, if you want, you have plenty of time. You can work on your progress on it. So go ahead and do the roll for it.
Could I perhaps put in my new ingredients into it in the process?
Make an intelligence check for me.
Oh, it said there's what? Hold on. It says no combat, so I can't. Hold on.
Just
Why
click
is it
on
letting me just-
int at the top of your sheet.
That's what I'm doing, and it says that
And
there's
then
no combat
it should-
encounter in your current viewed scene.
What? It doesn't pop up ability check or saving throw as a question?
No. It's weird because in everything I have like rolls for it.
You're
except for
clicking
int.
I and I, not int. Int is...
No, like I'll take a screenshot.
I'm also going to take a screenshot. Because my sheet should look just like yours. You should have this. Yeah, you have int right there. Between con and whiz. It's an 11.
No, but I can't click the roll for it.
You can't click the word int?
Huh.
Yeah, okay.
Just the 3 letters there for int?
This is what happens when I click.
Should have a
int.
pop-up.
But what...
The pop-up
Oh.
comes up, and then I can't do anything with it.
But the thing that you're clicking the one that's to the right of con, right? Not the one on all the way left.
Oh my fucking god! Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I was saying you have to click int, not I and I.
And I is initiative, not
Yeah,
INT.
of course it is.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
just
yeah,
say
yeah.
Kaelen and I are both really stupid.
I see that.
so
I
have
see. I
made
that's why
that
this is
mis-
happening.
Mhm.
I've made that mistake in myself.
All
Did
right.
it last session.
All right. So, with a 2, you have never done that before. You have no idea what adding it mid brew will do.
All
You-
right, then
You
I'm
can
gonna,
choose
I'm
to do
gonna
so
wait.
if you want or not.
I won't do it just because I'm a little worried about spoiling this batch.
Okay. So go ahead and make your. So that I think progressed it by 5 is the way that should have worked. Yes, it did.
Yep.
So there you go. All right. Meanwhile, the boys are you going with him, Fal, to the bookstore, or are you just gonna head back without him and leave him on his own?
Yeah, I'll just follow along with him unless he
Okay.
says otherwise.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Smoking on your little bit of pipe weed there.
Mhm.
All right. So you make your way back to the Nook. Inside, it's a little bit dimmer now, and he is no longer behind the counter. But when you step in, you do hear a voice from the back calling, "Just a moment, please." And it is not, in fact, the shopkeep who comes out, but his brother dressed in the robes, and he says, "How can I help you?"
Hello. Yes. I spoke with the proprietor earlier about potentially finding some rituals from his brother.
Ah, that was my brother. Yes, I am he. I am the. I'm Cornelius.
Nice to meet you. I'm Corthyndahast.
A pleasure to meet you, Corthyndahast. What sort of rituals were you looking for?
Well, I was looking for magical rituals, specifically meld into stone.
Meld
Although anything
into
else you might
stone.
have, I think I missed them.
Let me have a look and see. I don't often record scrolls, but I might have 1 or 2 around here. And he goes to a cabinet on the side and unlocks it and looks inside, starts hunting through, and you see he does have several scrolls in there. And after a few minutes, he pulls out a scroll tube and opens it up. Let's see. Meld into stone. I have 1.
What would you like for it?
Well, based on the price of inks, it would... But my brother would tell me I should earn a profit at least somewhat. Say 200 gold?
Hey, insight check him.
Yes. He clearly has no idea what the price of this should be.
That seems a bit steep.
Oh, does it? Well, Well, it cost me almost 150 to make. Say 175?
I'll just look at Corthyndahast.
Oh man, this. I mean, that's a fair price. The problem is that it's going to cost me that much again to.
You're asking for a 3rd level spell scroll, dude.
I'm well. That's why I said it is a fair price.
Yeah.
It's in fact very fair.
But hey, it's usable as a scroll after you scribe it.
That's true, and I could just resell it.
You could.
That seems fair. 175.
Oh, excellent.
And,
So that's an emergency, huh, Corthyndahast?
I have not tapped into the money we got. That's my own personal funds. I'm not going to be asking reimbursement on that. It does put me at basically nothing, but it's fine. And I'll count out the 175 golden lions.
And he will hand you the scroll.
Excellent.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, I think that would be it. Thank you.
And you, sir?
Uh,
Is there any knowledge you seek?
no. What kind of knowledge do you have for?
He arches a brow and like motions, and you realize that you are in a store full of books, like thousands of books, possibly more books than you've ever seen in your life, more than Haldar had in his little library.
I'm not usually one for reading, but do you have anything on the different pantheons? Irunian and
A fascinating question.
Falaghard?
Are you seeking the gods?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure I have a basic primer on the common human pantheon. Do you mean the Seldery?
Sorry, Sildarine, yeah.
The Elven pantheon. I might have something like that. Why ever do you need those?
Well, you can never be too knowledgeable about the biggest forces in the...
A man after my own... Oh.
Well, you can't really question what's never been.
Oh!
He's trying to find the right one for him.
Has anyone told you about Ogma?
No.
Well, as you are asking the question, it would be remiss of me not to answer personally on behalf of my deity. Lord Ogma is the father of all knowledge. Questioners, seekers, those who just wish to know more, Ogma adores.
He'll look at Corthyndahast. Is that your god?
No, I serve Azuth.
Azuth and Ogma are good friends. Azuth, of course, the father of wizardry.
Oh, yeah, more fitting. Well, like I said, I'm not really one for
Azuth
books
and
usually
Ogma,
anyways.
wonderful friends. Perhaps the two of you, representative of Azuth, and you, a seeker of knowledge, could represent Ogma. Perhaps it is fated.
Perhaps. Maybe I could read more in one of those books.
Right! There is a book. Should be perfect for you. It's called Faiths and Pantheons. Let me go and find it. A moment. And he,
Thank you.
Wait a minute.
What?
Is that not the name of the actual Splat book?
Why, yes, it is.
Did you not notice earlier when he gave me the actual Splat book, Volo's Guide to Monsters, 2nd edition?
No, I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah. So, and he goes and finds a book called Faiths and Pantheons and pulls it out. Ah, yes. A more recent copy, in fact, recently updated. Brother Tyrgrieve at the Church of Tammarast in Suzail. I believe it was updated only 30 years ago, this copy.
Oh, interesting. Well,
there's been a few changes in the Pantheon since then, but nothing that should really be upsetting to you. Unless you're interested in Xeomorph?
Who?
Never mind. Probably of no interest to you whatsoever.
Good. Well, how much for that book?
Oh, right, profit. And he, looks like he is thinking real hard for a moment. What?
What better profit than potential new follower of Ogma?
A fair point. Make a persuasion check.
That was smooth.
I just expect you to respond with, "You can't eat followers of Ogma."
He's clearly not profit-focused at all.
Oh.
True. A fair point. 20 gold pieces?
This time he'll look at Corthyndahast.
What's this a book about?
It's basically a primer on each of the gods. It's all of the high-level information you'll get off the wiki, but none of the details.
That seems a fair price for that information.
All right, then. 20 gold pieces.
Excellent! Oh, my brother will be very pleased. And he'll offer you the book in exchange for the gold. Is there any other knowledge I can help you seek today?
No.
Excellent. Well, then I pray your journey will be full of new and delightful knowledge every day.
I have a feeling it will be.
Likewise.
Good day.
The book.
Oh, good evening. It's evening now. When did it become evening? And then you guys, I assume, head back to the inn after that? Cool. So you're all back at the inn. Anything else anyone wants to do this evening?
How many hours are left in the night?
Not many.
Not okay. Let's see. We have 2 rooms, right?
Don't you have 3?
There were 2 beds in each room, and I do believe we said 2.
Oh, you're right, because Fig's going to sleep as a dog, and Fal was also going to sleep as an animal this evening. That was why you did that.
Okay.
Is there like how far into the we're pretty there's that how far are we from like the edge of the city or like the wilds, or is there like a
You're very
portion
much on
around-
the edge of the town.
Okay, excellent.
It's not
Awesome.
a walled town, so it kind of turns from density to sprawl, but
Mhm.
you're on the sprawling side.
Gotcha. Okay. Corthin's gonna sneak out
You naughty boy. I
sometime like near
make
midnight.
make a stealth check.
Wait, which room? I'm assuming Corthin's probably in there with Fig.
Well,
Yeah, which is-
Fig's a dog, so it's probably Fig, and I'm assuming Del, and then it's Kaelen and Veronica with Fal, I'm guessing.
If nothing else, because of the changing into animals thing.
Yeah, that
Right.
makes sense.
Is that what you guys are doing, or does anybody want to move around
Yeah.
there?
Fal didn't change into a dog. He just laid down on the floor.
He just likes. He's used to it.
Okay, make a stealth check. Fig, what's your passive perception in dog?
Oh,
It's just your normal passive plus 5.
oh, okay. So my normal passive is 10, so 15.
And Del, what's your passive perception?
That is.
Wow.
Never
Damn,
mind. It's
Corthin!
not going to beat a 24. Corthin really wants to get out quietly. So, yeah, you make it out just fine. Nobody notices you. They are still asleep.
Cool. Yeah. Is the store locked or the inn locked up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I can. Does Misty stuff go through?
As long as you can see, so you can use a window.
Yeah, I'll Misty step my way out. And make my way into somewhere where I think I won't be observed in the wilderness a little bit. Not too far, but with like a small flat area, like a glade.
Okay.
And I want to cast Unseen Servant and set them up as a like a watchdog.
Sure. No problem.
Tell them to interrupt me only if I am being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
And then set up. I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna take the green ever-burning candle out of my lantern, put it down, and start drawing. Take an hour or so to start drawing some arcane rituals on the ground and setting up.
Uh-huh.
And then I will. Where did it go? I know it's on here. cast Find Familiar.
What's your do you have verbal components for that one?
Oh, good question. Did I?
I just need to know
I-
real quick. Right as you said, cast Find Familiar, Joey says upstairs, "No!"
Oh no, he knows what's coming. By the sending of the Seldarin.
And of course, you're summoning a specific familiar. Do you name them in the summon?
By the sending of the Seldarin, Skirble appear to me.
Your candle, your ever-burning green candle, goes out.
Oh, fucking...
Darkness
I better come back.
descends. And a cloud of black smoke emerges from the candle, where the candle was, slowly spreading along the ground, no more than a foot thick, but it does come up to your shins. Deep, deeply thick. And you hear a little cackle. And then the light returns suddenly. There is a circle around the candle now, pushing the smoke away. And in that circle stands a little leathery creature with black skin, long wings, and a tail, and the largest bat ears you have ever seen. Skull! What can we kill today?
I love you for that.
I thought we agreed his name was Bucket.
We are killing nothing at the moment.
Oh, hey, I want to kill something! Can I destroy something?
Is there a felled log nearby?
Make a perception check. Sure.
You may destroy that log
Oh,
under the conditions that it not spread to the rest of the forest.
boring, but fair. Wait, why do I care about fair? Boring. Fair.
Because you work for me now.
Flies over and starts just tearing into the log. Who are you?
I'm Corthyndahast Tanthul.
And how do you know my name?
My master gave it to me.
Rude. Sharing Skarble's secrets. Who is this master?
Falaghard is known to be rude.
Never mind.
I am myself a Dahast.
I thought I smelled something awful.
You'll get along fine with Del.
Who is
I have
Del?
one of my companions.
Can I kill him?
You may not kill any of my companions unless I allow it.
Fine.
Consider it a standing order not to do so. I am in need of a servant.
A servant? Do I look like a servant? Says the 1 foot tall little creature.
Looks him over. Yes, about right. Though I was expecting smaller ears.
What's wrong with my ears? And he kind of reaches up and starts petting them.
Quite magnificent, really.
You're darned right they are.
What was that noise?
What was that noise? Good question.
Are you in agreement to serve me faithfully? In exchange, you will be offered the opportunity for great destruction.
I can destroy things.
My enemies.
Books. Scrolls.
Not a fan of destroying books, really.
Paper?
Do you particularly enjoy destroying paper?
I do, it just shreds so nicely.
Perhaps if you're good, you may have a sheet of paper once in a while.
What a foul
Let me
word.
rephrase that. Perhaps if you're obedient, you may have a piece of paper as a treat.
I can be quite obedient. I don't have much of a choice, but I do have one request.
Yes.
This ritual you used, I assume I'm to be your familiar.
Yeah, that was the plan, yes.
Yes. That pocket dimension thing you can do, where you banish me to nowhere for a time. I don't like it.
It might be required for your safety.
What's the worst that happens? I die. I get sent back to another plane. Some other wizard conjures me up. It's not like I can actually die.
It would inconvenience me, but I'm amenable to not putting you into that, unless, of course, you are disobedient.
Oh no, Skirble is quite obedient.
Then we have a pact.
Agreed.
Welcome to the team, Skirble. If you have the power to change your form.
I do.
Much of my countrymen are not fond of your people.
Well,
I
your
would
countrymen are
prefer-
rude, but how's this? And he poofs into the form of a little rat. By the way, I should show you all a picture of Skirble because it's cute.
Skirble is really adorable.
Aww.
Yep.
But then,
Oh my god.
but then he poofs into the form of a little rat with gigantic ears. Squeak, squeak.
Alright, Apollo still thinks that's cute, so.
That
I
will
also
do
think
for
that's
now. I believe you have other forms.
And then immediately poofs into the form of a lizard.
Oh.
Excellent. I
And
would
then-
ask.
Poofs again
Yeah.
a moment later into a raven.
Aww.
Look at that chonky little boy.
Awesome.
I really half expected Kevin to put the ears on both the raven and the lizard,
That would have been cute.
and I specifically asked that they not be, because it's a little
May or
off.
may not had to amend the prompt after I made those two.
I'm going to have to insist that you stay in one of these three forms while we are around most mortals.
He flickers back to his natural form and eyes you. Of course. But when we're fighting, killing,
You can perform just as well in one of your animal forms as you can in your true form.
you know too much. I don't like that.
If you can make a kill in combat in your true form while unseen by my companions, you may do so.
These
Failure
companions, you don't
will
trust
get you
them.
banished. I trust them, but they would not.
You don't trust them. Of course, Master. No problem. He's back to being a rat.
I travel with Falaghard, a druid, Delryar Tammarast, a noble sorcerer, Figwyn Hawklin, a noble purple dragon, Veronica Dracohorn, a noble archer, and Kaelen Hashmoore. No amount of nobility there. More of a brute than anything else, really.
Even as a
Makes a
rat,
good gear, though.
he is able to speak, and he replies, "It's fine, master. I'll just be small and unassuming. It'll be fine." And he starts crawling up your pant legs.
That's fine, yep. I begin erasing evidence of the ritual and putting my lantern back together and, all that whatnot. In fact, I only get my lantern candle out and I have the unseen servant do the rest of it because why not when I'm a wizard,
And then you head back?
Hopefully this will be a fruitful partnership.
Oh, it will. It will. It will.
And no playing tricks.
I don't know what you mean.
I'm sure you don't. And then I head back, yeah. I will dimension door back into the room.
Okay.
Can I smell that there's a rat?
You're asleep at the moment. You can smell it when you wake up.
Okay.
He's not going to hide that there's a rat.
And then you all wake up the next morning?
The reason I asked is because the minute she smells something off, Fig's immediately going to go into hunting mode. She's not shifting. She's just...
And you find a rat sleeping basically on Corthyn's forehead. It, by the way, smells vaguely of brimstone, this rat. It does not smell like a rat.
Yeah, she doesn't trust it at all, so she's immediately, just climbing onto the bed, still a dog, all over Corthyn, doesn't care where her paws are going, trying to grab this rat with her mouth.
No, Skirble hides underneath the blankets, underneath Corthyn, just, immediately starts seeking places to hide.
Yeah, and she's just gonna go burrowing right in after it, because what is
so,
this thing?
So Tom and Jerry happens.
Is exhaustion every long rest or short rest?
You clear one
Sure.
exhaustion every short rest.
Okay, good.
And you cure a number equal to your constitution mod every long rest.
Cool.
She is also making a myriad of slightly frustrated, slightly angry puppy noises, I'm sure all of you know those noises.
Onyx is a high-pitched bark.
Well, she probably has a lot of whining in the middle and digging and...
Is this a second long rest we've had?
Technically, but don't do it.
Wow, what the fuck?
Don't do it. I mean, you can if you want to.
Wow. Does the dog climbing over me to get to the rat wake me up?
Real fast. Oh, yeah.
What in the devil? What is happening?
She's trying to eat me. She's eating me, master. She's eating me.
Figwyn, it's okay. It's okay.
Boy, Kismet gave me a look.
Yeah, I can guarantee you woke up because that dog stepped on sensitive places.
Oh, yeah, many times. I mean, Del, you're also awake. In the next room, you guys are probably waking up to the sound of Figwyn barking.
Please do not eat my familiar.
Did you hear that?
You probably can't hear him. Just the
No.
barking.
The barking.
What was that? When did you get a familiar?
Last night. Skirble, this is Delryar.
Is it safe? Can I come out?
This is Figwyn. You may...
Is she going to eat me?
Probably not.
I'll stay here.
I could always resummon you if she does.
Like dying?
I'm gonna link you guys
Can I
a
make
video.
Perception
what
check
she's
to
doing
see
now.
if I can detect the brimstone?
That's not it.
You are at disadvantage. You do not.
Nope.
Corthynd, he is currently hiding like in your trousers, like near your knee.
Get out of there. I'm going to reach in and pull him out.
No. And you guys see this brown rat with giant ears, like flailing its
Very
arms
adorable.
and legs.
Kaelen,
It's
Go-
okay,
go
Skirbo.
see
She was
what's
just
going on.
startled.
Fig's gonna lean in real cautiously and sniff him.
Kaelen, do you go see what's going on?
Yeah, I'll go in and take a look.
Skirbo, meanwhile, holds his claws like he's ready to scratch you, Fig. He has little rat claws, mind you, but he looks like he's ready to scratch you.
She kind of jerks her head back and then uses one of her paws like, no, don't. Stop that.
I'll knock on the door. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine.
I'm gonna try the door. Is it locked? Did she lock the door?
I don't know. Did you guys lock the door?
Well, Fig didn't.
Corthyn's paranoid enough to that he would have.
So yeah, it's locked.
All right. Well, I'm going to breakfast. Can you quit barking? You're waking up everybody, and I'll head down.
You're not gonna tell Fowl and Veronica that they're okay.
No, I'm gonna go to breakfast because whatever shenanigans is happening there, I don't care. I know that, Fig is barking and Corthyn's doing something, and it could be anything. So I'm like, all right.
Veronica just weakly, Kaelen,
I promise
are they
you.
fine?
Figwyn, I promise you, it's fine.
She looks like the most skeptical one Spaniel can look, but she eventually decides that weird smell is not worth making more of a fuss over, and she goes over to the corner so she can shift back without Skirbo trying to rat scratch her to death. Well,
I probably should have warned you. Sorry about that.
Yes, you should have warned me that your companion is a dog.
Not often.
except every night. Also, yes, if I see a rat on your face, I assume it's trying to eat you.
I knew you should have gone with the lizard.
You didn't say that!
You should really anticipate my needs more.
What?
Why do you have a rat that talks?
I went out last night to cast a Find Familiar ritual. I decided I needed a magical assistant.
I thought you had one of those and it's already invisible.
The unseen servant is mindless. It literally can't do anything unless I instruct it to do so. Skirbo has probably too much of a mind of his own.
And I can cast spells. I am a great and powerful wizard.
Look at my rat a little bit surprised. Skeptical.
I also have a mind and can cast spells.
Oh, perfect.
Do you, though?
Do you want to see one of the spells I can cast? It's called Moonbeam.
No, thank you.
I'm sure we're all going to be wonderful friends.
Go check. Go check. I think something happened with Kaelen.
No.
I have my eyes on you, Skirbo.
Fuck, I love it. Oh, so good. Holy shit.
Skirbo,
Better not mess up.
climbs around your hand onto the back of it, shakes his shoulders, his wings sprout, and he turns into a raven. He flaps up and lands on your shoulder.
Well, that could have gone better.
Did you make a druid your familiar?
No, didn't you hear him? He's a powerful wizard.
We already have one of those and a druid. It may become clear to you that Fig doesn't really know how familiars work.
Every great wizard needs a powerful familiar.
Oh, you're a great wizard now.
Of course I am. I'm a Dahast.
Fair point.
And I am apprentice to the royal magician of Cormyr.
And a whole war wizard.
Wait. Which royal wizard of Cormyr?
Ganrahast is the current one.
That hack is the royal wizard?
He is a very accomplished mage. His strengths may lean more towards statecraft than combat, but he is a very apt teacher. That sounds very rehearsed.
Meanwhile, Kaelen, downstairs, fluffy golden pancakes with maple syrup and blueberries.
I've got like 2,000 calories worth of breakfast.
Savory
on my plate.
sausage links with herbs. Thick slices of crusty bread, warm, fresh from the oven. There's fresh eggs, poached pears, gently simmered in mulled wine, and fragrant with vanilla and star anise. There's pictures of fresh squeezed juices.
Yep.
I'm
Why don't
hungry
you
now.
ever poach
Eating all
pears
that.
for me?
Because I don't like pears. Or poaching.
Oh,
I've
pears are
got
great.
3 plates worth of breakfast in front of me at this point. Like a couple cups of each juice.
Suffice to say, Fig's nose will also tell her that's there sooner rather than later, and then she's gonna be like, "This rat is not nearly as interesting as food."
Veronica will roll out of bed, very cranky, and she will go and just yell out of her door, "Are you all alive?"
Last I
As she's
checked,
going downstairs, Fig will go
Veronica
for-
hears a reply of her own voice. Are you all alive?
That will
Meanwhile,
perk her up.
Fig is passing by as she sticks her head out and goes, "I smell breakfast." Down the stairs she goes.
Okay, so you're alive. All right, good. She will close the door and go back in and lay down.
Get dressed, get my armor on, go down to breakfast.
Yeah, Fel is like as soon as Veronica's walking back in, he'll be walking out, having heard breakfast.
Guess I'm gonna have to go down.
Fig is also getting like 2 of everything.
Del, are you also going down to breakfast or going back to sleep or what?
Yep. No. He'll head downstairs.
All right, so everybody goes down to breakfast except Veronica.
Do you come down with your familiar on you?
Oh, it's on
Yeah,
his head.
Raven-
It's on his
Raven's on
shoulder
my
right
head.
now, yeah.
Hopping around my shoulders.
You know, I knew there was something under your hat, and I figured it was the one controlling you.
Don't.
Yes, I'm the one in control.
The Raven talks.
I read a book about this when I was a kid, about some chef and a animal controlling him and making stuff. I knew this was the scenario.
Who's the chef?
The animal was controlling the man.
I'll get
Are you
breakfast
sure
for myself,
Wasn't a book about me?
and I will get a plate of breakfast for Skirble.
What do you get him?
What does it look like he likes when we go by the food? Like paying attention to him.
Make a perception check. Those pancakes. You have never seen Fig eye something as lustfully as he eyes those pancakes.
Oh Lord! As long as he doesn't start humping it, I'll get him some pancakes.
And when you set them down, he just like dives into them like he could swim and just starts devouring them from the inside out. as a raven. Like, covering himself in sticky syrup. He does not care.
Your bird rat doesn't seem to know how to bird or rat very well.
It's also a rat, huh?
And
Ah, it is from the book.
This is my new familiar, Skirble.
Human food is so good.
I'm going to point out everyone and introduce them in turn.
Hey, Scrib.
He seems very distracted by the food.
Yep.
He may not remember their names later.
That's fine.
Veronica will come down yawning.
There's a raven on a plate just eating pancakes.
Covered in syrup and blueberries.
Is that sanitary?
No.
I mean, I knew we were at like the less expensive inn, but I didn't realize that they let in pets.
Veronica, welcome. You've come just in time to meet Corthyn's driver.
No, this is my familiar.
Oh, so.
Corthyn, are you okay? You have a flying rat eating at the table?
I have a magnificent raven.
Oh, yeah.
He like straightens up at that and like ruffles out his feathers a little bit.
Hello, Mr. Raven.
Skirble!
Uh-huh.
I didn't think this party could get any weirder.
Veronica is gonna go up to the innkeeper and ask for a new plate of food. Something that has not been near.
Wow.
Oh, I
He
don't
just-
that was your plate, so...
Yeah, he's like, but everybody gets their own plate. What would you like? We've pancakes, and we've got sausage links, we've bacon and eggs. There's poached pears. You might like the poached pears.
The pears are so good!
Something that has been not near that.
His familiar has only been near the plate of pancakes that he is currently eating. Don't worry.
Okay. She will smile very uncomfortably. And maybe not eat very much.
What the hell?
It's okay. Skirble's being gross.
I mean, I don't know about you all, but the crows and ravens around us are not like the most sanitary creatures.
Dumpster chickens.
Yeah.
After the stuff I've seen these past weeks, this is just... I mean, it makes sense.
Eventually, he finishes eating the pancakes and just starts licking the plate.
I will prestidigitate the syrup off of his feathers.
What? I was going to eat that!
My
It
mistake.
talks.
It's been talking the entire time.
As is to Veronica to be like,
Oh.
hey, it's...
That's great.
Eventually, you guys all finish your breakfast.
For the record, Del took his plate to a different table.
Wow. What the fuck? Nobody likes
Don't
majestic
worry.
ravens.
It's not that your dog friend is grossed out, it's that she's jealous.
It actually had very little to do with your familiar. He took his meal to a table where he could just kind of stare out the window. He's in a somewhat pensive mode.
So, should we get on the road today?
Would you like me to go and fetch your mounts? Get your wagon readied for you again?
Ah, that would be excellent. Thank you.
Of course, I'll see it done. Should only be about 30 minutes.
Oh, Corthyn's going to take out some small bags and pass them out to everybody, dropping one off at Dell's table.
What's it?
Maeve.
I'll open it. What is it? What is this?
Maeve gave us a reward for clearing up all of that mess. And there is 70 gold in each of the bags.
Ah, thank you.
Interesting.
Well, that makes up for the shopping.
What's interesting about it?
Just the math.
Well, I took the price of the rooms out of that.
Ah, that's true. You did. Okay, fair enough.
500 minus 80 divided by 60.
Mhm.
Or divided by 6, not 60.
Yep. That math works out.
So you're saying we could have stayed at that other inn, and it
Easily.
would not have cost.
Yep.
Easily.
Oh my gosh.
So
Whoa.
as you're saying that, Kaelin's like taking a bite of just another sausage. He's eaten like 6 so far, and he's like, "Oh, I love this place. I don't know. Go there and you get 2 fancy stuff. Sausage is so good." He saved us from.
As he comes back in, the innkeeper overhears this. We are known for our better menu. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
So good.
Fig is just like touching elbows with Kaelen, also going. "Ah, rah, rah, rah." They're just honestly, the familiar's not that out of place.
That's why we like him. That's why I like him. It's more homey and reasonable.
He, the familiar, like hops across the table towards your plate, Veronica. You gonna eat that?
She's gonna stare at it,
You gonna
looking it over.
You gonna eat that?
Eat what? Looking at
That?
it.
And he pokes his beak towards your plate.
Not anymore.
Oh,
She
Excellent.
look it up.
and he just starts eating off of your plate.
She look it up and just.
Well, if
move
it's up for
over
grabs,
to where Dell is.
Fig is absolutely going to snag a sausage off the plate because dominance.
You sure I can't tear her apart?
Still cast moonbeam, rat bird.
Please no.
Veronica will ask Dell how he's doing and if the bird thing is bothering him as much as it is her.
Familiars can be chaotic, depending on the
Familiar.
spellcaster that summons them. But no, it's not particularly bothersome to me.
Everything okay?
Okay is... Yes, I am okay. I spoke to a priest who used their magic, spoke with their god to get me some information. I'm just not sure what to do with it yet.
What did they tell you?
A name? I'm sure once I get to Arabelle, I'll be able to do some investigation.
Well, we better get moving then. We
Do you guys get
Well,
moving? Make your way to Arabelle? Any last minutes
Yeah.
before you leave Immersea and head up the road? All right. Then you guys make your way towards Arabelle, up Calentar's Way. And with your horseshoes, it is honestly a rather quick trip. It might be more than a day to get there normally. But for you guys, not a problem. As you approach the city of Arabelle, the first thing you notice is the sprawling sea of shantytowns and makeshift shelters huddled against the city walls. The air is filled with the sounds of life. Children playing, merchants haggling, and the distant lowing of cattle. The city proper looms above it all, its towering walls and spires reaching towards the sky. The gates stand open, and people of all sorts stream in and out, farmers bringing their wares to market, travelers seeking shelter for the night, and city guards keeping a watchful eye on it all. You stay your horses at a stable near the edge of town, costing you virtually nothing, only 5 gold a night. And as you pass through the gates, the reason for the shantytowns become clear. The streets of Arabelle are packed with people, shoulder to shoulder and elbow to elbow. The air is thick with the mingled scents of sweat, smoke, and spices. Everywhere you look, there's activity. Shopkeepers peddling their wares, tradesmen plying their crafts, and people of all walks of life going about their daily business. It's clear that Arabelle is a city bursting at the seams. Suddenly, a shout rings out above the din. "Draw, if you be men!" And the sounds of the crowd change. Shouts of alarm and the clatter of hooves on cobblestone. People scatter left and right as you hear the distant sound of clashing steel. Guards at the gate seem anxious, pacing back and forth, gripping their weapons tight. "It's those damn bailers again," one of them mutters as you pass, "fighting in the streets like a bunch of alley cats."
Ooh, fight.
Excuse me, what's happening?
Sorry, probably just some fight inside. He kind of looks over his shoulder like he wants to go deal with it. "I'm sure the guard will take care of it. Never you worry, sir."
Val's walking and pulling some gold pieces out.
what's a bailiff?
Good question. Make a history check. You don't know.
Well, are the people in the town safe from this?
Probably, the guard will have it well in hand. Don't you worry.
Maybe
Can
we
we
should
just
take a look.
push past him? Or, like, do we need to...
You're not being held up.
Oh, okay. I would just push past him and actually see what's going on.
Val's been trying to get to the fight.
Our weapon's not peacebound here.
They are not, actually.
What does
Interesting.
peacebound mean?
It's when you tie off the weapon so that you can't draw it without untying it first. It's a requirement in all cities in Cormyr, except Arabelle.
Exciting.
How exciting. Shall we take a look? And Fal, of course, is already on his way there.
Fig, like, well, what's a war wizard and a knight for if not to take a look at things like this?
Let's go.
You make your way towards the commotion, pushing through the crowds of people who are either running away or craning their necks for a better look. And as you draw closer, you hear a young voice crying out, "What fools! Put up your swords! You know not what you're doing!" And as you round the corner, you come across the scene of chaos. Several men are engaged in a brutal street brawl, their blades flashing in the sunlight. On one side, you see the owner of the young voice, an unarmed boy who can't be older than his late teens, wearing the livery of a prominent noble house. He stands back to back with a middle-aged man with gray in his hair and a young man in his early 20s, all wearing the same colors as he. They fend off their attackers, the boy still pleading for peace. Across from them, 3 men press the attack, 2 wearing the same livery as the defending trio, and the other bearing a sigil of a different house. Both of these appear to be middle-aged, their faces grim with determination. Just as you arrive on the scene, a 7th noble emerges from the crowd. He wears the same colors as the defending trio, but his garb is of finer make. With a flourish, he removes his expensive coat and draws his blade. "Damn the peace," he shouts as he joins the fray, sword flashing towards the boy who's been calling for an end to the violence. And with a reluctance, the lad draws his own blade just in time to parry what would have been a fatal blow. Several of the combatants already bear cuts and bruises, and it's clear that if this fight continues, it will end in tragedy. The crowds are watching with a mix of fear and morbid fascination, but none seem willing to intervene. Even the city watch seems content to let the nobles settle their own disputes, however bloody they may be. And we are going to end here and pick up next week.
Oh, man, we got 20 minutes left.
Yeah, not enough time for a combat, and I don't know what you guys are going to do.
Fireball.
I mean, okay, fair. If you're going to fireball, I guess we'll just go. But no.
Just kill them all, and let God sort them out.
I was going to say Nethire's mischief just right on top of everybody.
That said, you do know that fighting in the streets like this, especially among nobles, is very illegal. So
Not technically fighting
bet
if I
Fig
just
has
use
something
my
to say.
shield.
the
Fig,
I
the rules don't apply to
very much
Fig.
disagree with that.
you're a purple dragon. You can fight in the streets because you're
Yeah, that's what I said.
stopping the fighting.
The rules don't apply to her because she's a
Yeah.
cop.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
There's-
just disagreeing that just using your shield doesn't constitute fighting.
There's what, 5 people in one livery, one
know,
in
I
another,
was
and then
being-
another guy.
Yeah.
Nope.
A
That's
smart
what I was
ass.
gonna-
There are 6 in the same livery plus 1 in another livery. So these 3 here are all kind of back to back. These 3 are attacking them from one side, and this one is attacking from the other.
Ah, okay.
So
But
these,
they're all in the same
Say that
livery.
again?
all
They'll-
of these figures are wearing the same house colors.
Oh, the 2 being attacked are not.
No.
No.
These 3
No.
are wearing the same colors as these 3.
This guy down here is the only one in a
Correct.
different color.
Only the one in the red here is in a different color.
It's
all the
Tybalt,
rest of
who
these.
just, came in. Peace.
This is the guy who just came in,
This
Oh,
guy.
okay.
Okay.
wearing the same colors as the rest, but slightly finer make.
The other guy
then
makes a
which
better
one?
Tybalt.
There
Which
are
one is-
guards from one family that are not friendly to that family.
Okay, wait. So which one is the person who's like, "Hey, peace"?
This guy
Bottom left.
Oh.
Okay,
right here.
Uh-huh.
and he
Oh.
seems to be allied with the old guy below.
These
him.
3 here in the middle are allied.
Okay.
They're back to back,
Okay.
defending one another.
Okay, all right.
The ones on the outer edge, these 4 on the outer edge, are the attackers, the aggressors.
Okay.
Or so it would seem at a glance.
Yeah. That makes sense. I think I was lost in the number of people.
Yeah, it's confusing. Okay, well, damn, I'm excited for next week.
Yeah.
Excellent. Glad you're excited.
Rob
We'll
will
pick up
fireball, I'll call lightning,
Mm.
and we'll go have lunch.
Veronica can lightning arrow.
Undershot. Actually, they need to be in a line for that. Volley's probably better.
You could get like 3
I
of
could
them
probably
at
get 4 of
least. Maybe 4. You could actually
could-
get 4 of them with a line, I think.
Maybe I would have to move for it, probably.
And we
I
will
don't know
pick
what
up
the,
here. So I'm going to end the stream here.
I don't know what
See you all
the
next week.